First thing, we got a roll call, all present,
Except,
okay, so everybody except Mr. Cantrell is here, so we'll note that, who's here and who's not. Thank you for coming in. I know we're all busy, and we'll get through this and get on. So first, our second item is the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. If you'll please rise. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ralph, can you do the honors again?
okay.
Thank you, sir.
Dear Lord, we come to you again, not trusting in ourselves, but asking your guidance and direction. We ask that you would guide and direct this group to the betterment of our community, to work with our citizens and make sure we have a successful day. We ask that you would watch over all our military and our first responders.
Amen.
These things we ask in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right. Item 4 is questions and comments from citizens. Anything that somebody wants to speak about that's not on the agenda. All right, we will move on to the consent item. Item 5, consider taking appropriate action on the minutes of the regular meeting from 01 September 2022. I believe you have those in front of you.
Make a motion to accept them as written.
Okay, we have a motion to accept as presented. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Thank you. First and second, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Should be 5-0. See, I had to count. All right, let's talk about the public hearings. Number 6, new building standards cases. We have none, so we're going to go to 7, which is continued cases pending commission action. We're going to jump around a little bit. I understand we have a couple of folks that we need to push to the front. So the first one we're going to push is item E, which is 310 West Grand, Lot 30 and 31, Block 20, Isom Edition. If I remember right, we need to open the public hearing. So we will do, and now we will, Mr. Montoya.
Yes, sir. So we do have a representative here today. I got pictures taken today. You guys all have those from this morning. Some of the deficiencies on the property at this point are, as you can see, the painting is missing on a big portion of the mobile home. The roof still has a lot of damage to it. There are pieces that are dangling from the roof. Almost looks like a broken window on one of the pictures. There is the electrical wiring is not done safely or securely. The porch to the front door has snapped and is broken in half. And then we got one of the supports for the porch that is rotted out. So that is starting to give way. And that's pretty much it. So it's a little bit overgrown. And I think in the last meeting, we had spoke to the property owner about before that could be have cabinets in there that he would have to get the electrical looked at by professional electricians who had license and right credentials for us, and also a plumber. There's some plumbing issues going on there. We asked that the fence be repaired, and it looks like the fence is still in bad shape. It's still alight there. And that's pretty much my findings as of today.
Okay. You said there's a representative? Go ahead.
This was today, these pictures.
I don't think so. He went by.
John, were these pictures today you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Aquí está diciendo que el techo no está muy dañado. La parte del portal parece que es un poquito superior, quedado como mitad.
Sí.
Parece que una ventana está quebrada y la hierba está no muy alta, pero sí está alta. El cerco que tenía que arreglar no se ha arreglado y luego tienen dificultades con la electricidad que están tomando colgando, no se han sacado y luego hay también necesita arreglar la plomería.
No, que yo sepa, no. Fíjate que ya agarré un contratista con licencia y él ya entregó el documento para que me pusieran el medidor y no lo han puesto, pero ya se hizo.
Okay, he's stating that he did get with the contractor?
Sí, contratista de electricidad.
An electrician which he is going to put in a meter, new meter, but he hasn't done so yet.
Pero alguien con licencia ya fue a revisarlo
But someone with a license has
y
gone
lo aprobó.
and approved it.
Can we ask who he got? Because the actual electrician will have to have his credentials with us, but that electrician will have to do the work over there,
No,
correct,
sabe
Larry?
que es el nombre del electricista.
No.
He doesn't remember the name.
Okay, they'll have to get a permit before they
Dijo, va que
do anything
tiene
with it.
que venir a sacar un permiso aquí
¿Para qué permiso qué?
para la electricidad.
¿Quién? ¿Quién va a venir?
El electricista.
Pero él ya lo registró.
Pero tiene que venir a agarrar un permiso aquí antes de que pueda hacer, porque trabaja en su casa.
Pero, o sea, no hay nada dañado eléctrico.
He said there's no electrical damage.
Yeah, it does need some electrical work over there.
Y que sí ocupa.
Pues que no tiene las fotos,
Yeah.
pruebe que
Sarah.
algo está dañado.
If he would like, he could meet us over there at some point, we can
Dijo que si
go over it.
en un momento usted quiere que ellos vayan con usted para su propiedad y ellos les pueden explicar.
Pero que no, supuestamente tiene que traer pruebas de que está dañado, como el techo, como...
You want to come over here? And this is only one picture. I've been in the house myself when you had a tenant there. They invited me in to see some of the stuff that was going on there. That's how I know this and see this. So one of the things is you have your receptacle there. That's not a GFI and it's running underneath without any conduit. And then it goes under the trailer to the other side. The GFI, the electrical needs to be in conduit, not that way, it needs to go inside and under. And then his meter loop in the back on the pole, that needs to be looked at. And it's been almost a year, I think, since I was over there, so we probably need to meet over there at some point, and we can, just tell him to set up a day before he gets an electrician, and we'll go over there and look at it.
John, when you was in the house, was there damage from the fire?
You know, I want
Or
to say,
just some faulty wiring?
I want to say at one point where the fire was in the front, that they had pulled some of the interior off. For some reason, I want to say that you could see the exterior of it, but it's been so long, I can't remember in detail. Yeah.
So generally, anytime there's a fire at a residence, one of our requirements is that they have a licensed electrician come over and verify that all the circuits are safe. And so, at minimum, that would be what we would require. So he would need to do that in any case. And then, John felt like there were some other things inside that needs to be addressed. So that would be a starting point for him. You know, in our case, is for him to get a licensed electrician over there, and then we have to hear back from that licensed electrician or meet them over there.
Dijo que va a ocupar cargar un electricista con licencia y el que vaya para allá a ver todo, pero tiene que venir a hablar con ellos porque se tienen que juntar los dos.
Porque la última vez que el electricista fue es porque dijo este señor que para poner las hojas de aire se tenía que revisar que no estuviera ningún cable dañado y por eso las puse porque lo revisó el electricista.
He said the last time the electrician was there, it was to verify because he's not able to put the siding if there's any electrical problems. And the electrician said that everything was fine. That's why he put up the siding.
Who was the electrician?
¿Quién era?
No sé, pero tengo el número de él.
He has his phone number.
So that electrician would need to contact us.
Digo, es-
'Cause
el
I think
electricista
what
va a
we're,
tener que
what we're
reparar.
asking for on our end is a customer safety inspection, like what Excel would. So after a fire, Excel will go over and they won't hook it up until we put a green tag on it. They're gonna request is that what it's called, Jesse?
That is correct, green tag, yes,
Customer
inspection.
service inspection. So I think that's kind of what we're asking for right now is that customer service inspection.
Lo que ellos están pidiendo es que haga una inspección de ellos. Para que,
Pues es que ya le pagué el $250 y no puedo estar pagando cada mes por algo que ya se hizo.
yeah, he said that he already paid the electrician $250, and he can't be paying him each time to come out there.
You know, we really don't have any control over that transaction, but it is gonna be what we require is that he gets an electrician that has the credentials that can verify all that.
Dijo que va a tener que conseguir un electricista que haga todos esos requisitos otra vez.
Pero dígale que económicamente no estoy bien.
So if he's licensed, can he have them call the city? If this electrician's,
Tengo un número del señor.
Yeah,
Dijo, si tienen la licencia,
you know, that's what
Sí.
we
puede contactar
do in
ellos. Sí,
Sí,
puede
any
hablar
of them
con ellos.
cases, really. If that licensed electrician can verify that them circuits are safe, then we're good with the inside. Now, we would still, for him to get power over there, we would still have to go do our inspection.
I got that.
So,
So instead of it costing $250 more, if the guy checked it out and he is licensed and on your list, he could call and verify
it's
that?
not- And just to kind of straighten up, it's not about him being on our list, but, our list is electrical contractors that have registered with us, which is a city ordinance that requires that. And part of that is being licensed through the state of Texas.
And bonded.
And so, if he didn't do no work over there, he wouldn't need a permit. So, but for validation that everything is okay after the fire, we have to require it be a licensed electrician.
Okay. Could he have him contact the city within by the next meeting?
Puede hablar con el electricista y a ver si puede comunicarse con él.
Sí, ahorita le hablo saliendo de aquí.
Yes, he said he'll call him as soon as he leaves here.
What about the roof?
He doesn't have to have the guy come back out. If he says it's all right, he can contact y'all, contact the city.
Dijo que él no va a tener que ir
So he doesn't have to pay for another service,
No, nada
right?
más que hablar aquí para avisarles que todo está bien.
But he's got to verify that everything is
yeah.
safe. Yeah,
And he has to verify his credentials.
that is correct.
Y dígale que pues en el techo ya lo reparé por lo pronto.
And he said he has repaired some of the roof
Okay.
as of the moment.
Well, we know that he peeled it back, but it's still, you know, like John was saying, there's still pieces that are dangling there.
Pues dígale que, o sea, eso se mira mal. Yo entiendo que se mira mal, pero
And I think not only me,
no lo
but
puedo
the
reparar
board,
más para que se
kind
mire
of help
bonito
you
para
out
que
a
ellos
little
estén
bit.
contentos.
That they're probably interested in, what is your plans for the place?
Yes. Next question.
Quieren saber qué son sus planes para el
Vamos
hotel.
a arreglarlo, pero realmente, pues no,
He
pues
wants
sí
to fix
arreglarlo.
it up. He wants to finish fixing it up. ¿Y va a querer vivir en él? o
Is he
va-
gonna live there, or-
No.
Pues dígale que yo ahorita estoy trabajando en Odessa, pero
I think last
cuando
time
vengo a ver a mis
it was
hijos ahí me quedo.
He said right now, he's working in Odessa, he's working out of town, but when he comes to visit his kids, he stays at that property.
So he's living in that property off and on.
Está
Sí,
viviendo-
bueno,
yes.
ahorita no, pero
Right
sí
now,
vivo.
no, but yes.
Y de hecho esa propiedad pues no está abandonada, simplemente que pues
Where do
ahora
we
lo
go
que
from
pasó
there,
con las
Larry?
personas,
And he's saying that it's not abandoned,
Well, with no electricity or no plumbing?
digo, no, sin electricidad y sin plomo.
ahora lo que pasó de
And
que
that's
se
part of
quemó,
our
pero yo
inspection is to
estuve
make sure
viviendo
that
con mis
it's
niños ahí.
fit for human habitation.
Yeah.
Digo, pero se queda ahorita aunque no tenga agua.
No, por lo pronto me quedo en el hotel.
Right now, he's staying at the hotel because it doesn't have no plumbing or
Okay.
electrical, but before the fire, he would stay there with his kids.
So is his intent to fix it up for him to live in, to rent, or to sell it?
Dijo, es su intención es de arreglarlo para rentarlo venderlo o
No, ya para
o
venderlo,
vivir?
porque, no, ya para venderlo, sí.
To sell it.
To
Fix
sell it?
To sell it, yes.
Well, it'll have to be finished with all the certifications and everything else before it can,
Sell it, yep.
before it can be sold for, well, yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah, has to be
Yeah.
inspected
It
and,
has to be all inspected before they can sell it, doesn't it?
Yeah, they could buy it, just cash money.
oh, yeah, they could sell it.
Yeah, they can sell it.
Yeah,
Like I
they
said.
can sell it,
Entonces lo que está enseñando ella es lo que
as long
tiene
as you
que
have to borrow
arreglar.
money.
It happens all
Yeah.
the time.
It sure does.
There's plenty of people that don't care what it looks like. They
Yeah,
buy
as
it.
long as
Or
you
don't care about the
borrow money.
inspection, yeah.
Okay, well, we've got a plan next meeting.
So what is his plan? I mean, I hear he wants to fix it up, but, and I know he's working in Odessa, but, what's his plan? His 6-month plan, year
Timeline.
plan?
Timeline.
No.
Yes.
Next month, is he gonna show us that he's actually doing something?
Digo, ¿qué es su plan? Digo, el próximo mes va a enseñar que realmente está haciendo algo, como en 6 meses va a terminarlo, un año, necesita.
Pues necesito saber realmente qué es lo que quiere, porque cada vez que vengo son cosas nuevas que están sacando y no voy a acabar.
He wants to know exactly what he needs to do because every time he comes, it's new things and he's not sure exactly what he needs to do. And he said by the time he won't ever finish.
So Sarah, he was sent a
Did you get with
checklist.
Johnny?
Yeah, he was sent a checklist at the beginning of the month, last month,
Dijo que
and
le
it showed the
mandaron
deficiencies.
Le mandaron una lista que tenía que hacer hace un mes. Dijo todo lo que tenía que hacer.
Entonces, eso es lo que la foto es lo que tengo que arreglar.
The photos are those what he needs to fix.
Those were photos that we took today.
Digo, son
was
fotos
the
que
other end?
tomaron ahora.
Pero es lo que se tiene que
And
arreglar.
that's what needs to be fixed, correct?
Do we have that list?
Kathy's looking for it. But it was sent to 2 different addresses. One, I guess, the actual property, and then
Sí,
one
sí
in
lo recibí,
Odessa.
pero no recuerdo.
He said he did receive one. He goes, but he doesn't remember what all was on the list.
Okay. Yeah.
La plomería, dígale que la plomería está bien, pues está nuevo.
And he said the plumbing is new, so it's fine.
And it may be new, but the things we saw weren't up to code. You know, I don't know if
It's
he
on the
had,
back of the
in fact, I
page.
can tell just by looking at it that a plumber didn't do it, that, you know, a property owner did the plumbing over there.
Dijo que incluyeron con su trabajo. Dijo que era alguien más que hizo el trabajo.
Tengo 5 años viviendo ahí, pues no he tenido problema con la plomería.
He said he had 5 years living there and he never had any problems with the plumbing.
Well, we didn't have a fire either that we went to look at. When we went to go inspect it for the fire, that's when we saw that stuff. And so with him not living there and it's not homesteaded to him, he has to hire a professional plumber by state law to do
Dígale
this.
que de dónde voy a sacar dinero para agarrar un plomero con licencia.
He said, where is he gonna get money to get a licensed plumber?
And I
An electrician,
can't help
yeah.
you with that.
Therein lies the problem.
Okay.
Entonces,
Creo que ese es el,
You got rules and
this is,
Yeah, that was what was sent to him at the same time.
digo, eso es lo que es de la lista que le mandaron, que tenía que arreglar el techo. Y el cerco tenía que ser reparado o tostado. Y luego tenía que ir a un electricista o un plomero a hacer el trabajo. Y que tenía que hacer
bueno, pues entonces voy a arreglarlo cuando monte dinero para cada cosa, porque no son nada baratos.
And he said he will start working on this once he has enough money to do so, because he said it's not cheap.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's cheap anymore.
Having a boat isn't cheap either, but, you know.
Yeah, and I think we can work with that. Our deal is the safety and, you know, like that roof flapping around, that stuff needs to be addressed immediately. But if it gets where it's secured and it's safe to the public, we can work with them on a timeline to get the other stuff done. It's not like we're gonna expect them to do the electrical
Do it
and
all
plumbing
now.
tomorrow, but before he gets
Not do it
somebody
all now.
as a tenant in there, he has to make it a safe place to live.
Well, and a lot of it's as long as-
Digo, ellos pueden trabajar con ustedes.
Sí, dígale que pues el techo ya no se va a mover.
Okay, he said he's gonna start working on the roof, so it won't
Okay.
move.
And a lot of, as long as he's working on it, we can see some things happening. then we know that he's working at doing what he says he's going to do. You know, but if you go by there and there's nothing happening and we don't see anything action, then that makes you wonder what's going on. So I mean, as long as he says he's going to do it and gives us a timeline, you know, that's all we can ask.
Mientras que está
Right.
viendo que haya algún trabajo
Yo no
hecho
sé.
en la casa, nos vamos a saber para tratar de usted. Digo, pero si hace tiempo y todo está igual, entonces,
Sí.
pues no.
O sea, digo de que, ¿cómo voy,
Yeah.
o sea, cómo voy a agarrar un electricista con licencia nomás para que le ponga un tubo al cable que está
And
suelto?
it is secure. I
El
mean, the
que
doors
dijo
are
que estaba
closed.
descubierto.
So we're not going to,
Yo no puedo hacer, tiene que ser adentro de los
2 meetings, I'm going to do.
O sea,
I'm good
quitarlo
at 2
nomás.
meetings.
Pues entonces,
Sir, I will say, along with that list, I think there's some additional things that are in these pictures, that at some point in time need to be addressed. And I'm just gonna throw an example out there. Those probably are the immediate major things,
90 days.
but
60
like,
days, 90
like
days.
that porch right there,
sí, porque está,
that needs to be fixed.
Yep.
And of course, he's showing that metal again there. You know, I'm not sure what's going on here.
Digo que él no está muy seguro qué es lo que está pasando aquí en esta foto. Aquí. Digo, y como el porche se tiene que arreglar. Entonces, no pareció lo que
bueno, pues ahí solamente puse esa madera para cubrir la parte de la trela por debajo.
Okay.
Pero pues ya está dañada,
He
yo
said,
sé.
he put this wood there to cover the opening up of the trailer at the bottom. He said, but he knows that it's damaged, so he needs to replace it.
Okay, and so that's kind of where I'm going, is that, you know, if we don't address that at some point in time, you know, we're not gonna get finished with this property. And so, you know, underpinning, good underpinning would be another thing that you would need to add to that. You can kind of tell by the pictures of what the things that we look at. And so,
Sí, por
You
eso
know,
que
what is the- what is the
es lo
board's
que ellos
thinking
están buscando,
on that?
que quieren que arregle.
or maybe a timeline.
I'd make a motion, visit in 2 meetings.
Okay, I have a question.
Let's see.
Will the 2 meetings go December or January 1? You have a calendar there.
December.
December.
Yes. You're giving me the hold over here. for-
Yeah, way back over here, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it would be December the 1st.
I mean, do you want me to specify progress?
I don't know
Yeah.
what's the rest of the board thinking?
I'm coming to meeting.
I'm good with that. I'll second that motion.
He wanted to know about progress. Do we need to list what we want done before the next visit?
No. I mean, he's got a list of what he needs to do, as long as some of that's been worked on, I mean, you know,
We can go by whatever he's contacted.
right.
The city
The city with, yeah.
And another thing I'd like to see during that time frame is you've had an electrician check it, have that electrician contact our planning group, Johnny or Larry, and he doesn't have to go out to your house, but he can contact them and tell them that he has agreement that it's safe.
Porque también quiere que hable con el electricista.
Right, John?
No necesariamente tiene que ir otra vez a su propiedad, nada más con que le contacte a ellos.
Sí.
Para que ellos pueden decir, ellos pueden identificar.
Ok, perfecto. Pues entonces dígales que voy a empezar por la electricidad y por lo de plomería, para empezar. Porque para yo cuando venga a ver a mis hijos, pues ya después yo tener en dónde quedar.
So he's gonna contact the electrician to contact y'all, and he's gonna see about a plumber to see about the plumbing.
And Sarah, let him know at any time if he wants to set something up, we can go there and walk with him.
Y digo que cuando guste puede hacer una cita con ellos para que ellos vayan a su propiedad y puedan enseñarle todo lo que tiene que arreglar.
Está bien.
He said that's fine.
Okay. We got a motion and a second to meet, to review this property again in December 2022. Got a motion second. All in favor, state aye. Aye. Any opposed, state nay. Okay, 5-0. Motion carries. Oh, I didn't close the public hearing, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
322 West Coolidge, please.
Just out of frustration, get your head on it.
Yeah, I thought about it, you know. All right, that's 310, thank you.
Pues dígale que si lo puedo arreglar en 2 meses, porque voy a empezar.
He said he's gonna start working on fixing up what he needs to fix up, and if he's not able to fix it all up in 2 months,
Then let us know.
We'll look at it.
Yeah, we'll look at it again. Yeah.
And get, and you can get with
Thank you.
John and Larry and
Gracias, muchas gracias.
and set a time frame.
I already gave him
We
a
gave
copy.
her one.
I gave him a copy on my
got
packet.
his
All right,
something.
we're going to jump, where my deal is D, 322 West Coolidge, Lot 19, in the west half of 20, Block 19, I-7 Edition. We'll start the public hearing. John?
Yes, sir. We've been getting a lot of complaints on this property, and it belongs to a gentleman out of New Mexico. And we've been dealing with him. His name was
Morrow.
Mike Murrow.
Mr. Morrow.
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 And over the time that we've been dealing with this property, he had been in contact, I guess, with the people here about selling it to them. Well, he called me, I guess, last month and told me that they were almost at a point that they were gonna change ownership. So that's the last I've heard from him. I don't know if Larry has spoke to him anymore since then, but this is the lady that's gonna try and buy that property from him, if they haven't already done that.
Yes, he said he was gonna sell, from what I heard, he spoke to me, said that he was gonna sell it to her for like 5,000.
Okay.
Maybe not even nothing, just give it to her. Because she and her kids, he likes them, you know, and wants to give them something. She wants that house to live in, to fix it up and live in it, and the house right next door, she wants to rent it. And she has somebody to fix the roof, tear the shingles off, put plywood down and fix. He works with, doing that type of work, so. And we're still waiting on this Mike Morrow. He was supposed to show here today, is what I understand.
I think the last time that I spoke to him, he was saying that she was gonna be here and he wouldn't be here, is what he told me last time. That she would be representing the property.
Do you live next door?
Yeah.
To the west? Okay.
So, everything's on the up and up here. I've had conversations on both sides of everything. These people want the house. They bought the other house from, I guess, him as well. And so kind of what he's talking about is, I think y'all paid him some money because the house was actually in a relative's of his, and y'all paid him some money to pay for his attorney fees to get that legally in his name, because of heirship. And so all that had to take place before they could actually do a contract with these people. But in that process, there are some things that need to be addressed on the house. I think it may take a while before, anytime you're dealing with lawyers, you know, I think everybody can agree on that.
It takes time.
Yeah, it
Lots
takes
of time.
Their time.
Double ours.
In the meantime, to me, and Mr. Morrow argued with me because he was an ex-roofer, but there's a flat part of that roof that's over one of them bedrooms that's leaking. Y'all, okay? That's why I think you need to address that, so that the water doesn't cause any more damage to the house.
When they put that roof on there, they're gonna make
Flash it.
sure that it's
Pitched.
pitched.
The flashes, yeah.
Where
Flashing.
no snow or water will stand there.
Right,
for 50.
right.
But I'm thinking when he's saying just a temporary fix.
Yeah, because, I mean, personally, I hate to have them spend a whole bunch of money and time until it becomes their property.
Yeah.
That's where,
And
I mean-
visiting with Mr. Merle, I don't want to get his name wrong.
Yeah.
But visiting with him, he told me he had 4 years to get this property in his name or he would lose it or something, and he's like at the deadline. This is his last of the time he had to get that title transferred over, so I think that's kind of the rush trying to move along with it.
we're still waiting word as to when that's gonna happen. So she can get people moving to fix the house.
Because it's under his deceased aunt's name and not his, no Mr. Merle's.
And I tried calling him just a while ago and there was no answer.
Nobody home.
And, you know, if the property's left untouched for another year, I could see the house being much worse condition.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Okay?
She wants to go in there to start cleaning it up. She mowed the yard already.
Yeah, I was wondering who mowed it, did a good job. It looked nice.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to tear the house down.
No,
No.
no.
There is some problems in the basement as well. I think I visited with you about that.
Mold.
But it's
Right.
just,
There's some mold that's down in the basement that they're gonna have to deal with. You know,
But the
they're-
bottom line is that they don't own the house
Yeah.
at this point.
Correct.
Really
So it's a
neither
question of how
party.
long do we give
Mr. Morrow,
to get this straightened out so that they can take ownership of it and start fixing this stuff, right? And she has to go to y'all to find out what needs to be done,
I don't
permitted.
know.
So here, I mean, here's, you know, kind of, I think Jimmy indicated that even though y'all don't want to put no big money into it, you may get up there and put something over that flat roof to at least stop the majority of the water coming in.
So like.
Okay, yeah, some temporary, I don't know if I wanna suggest a tarp or not, but I don't, you know, I don't know. Most times tarps just blow around in the wind.
when the wind blows.
Tie it down.
Right.
Old roof and stuff.
And then other than that, you know,
I mean, it's secured, it's closed.
I honestly don't have no problem with taking it off and letting them deal with this. I mean,
Sounds good to me.
Well, this is just my opinion. I have no problem with these people. The ladies mowed it. I mean, they're working on it. We have a problem with Mr. Merle. And that's, for that reason, I think we need to look at it again. Not for these people. Y'all are working on it. You're doing right. And we're trying to work with you. Mr. Morrow's one we need to get in contact with again, Johnny, and say, what, you've been talking to lawyers, where are we now? We are in a bind to get this stuff taken care of.
Well, every time we talk to him about the legal part of it, he puts it on, what's her name?
Catalina de la
He
Fuente.
puts on Catalina
Catalina,
saying
yeah.
that she hasn't done her part with the lawyer, that the lawyer supposedly sent us emails, you know, telling us what's going on with it, but we haven't got anything like that, so. And we did request that he be here at this meeting today.
He said it was a real good house. I mean, it's just needs the roof repaired.
And how long has he had to get this in his name?
He told me
4
4
years?
years, and
4
he
years,
was at the
okay.
end of his time.
Okay.
His health may have something to do with it. I don't know. I haven't seen the man. But he's.
I haven't either in
I know
years.
he's up there.
I haven't either in years.
no, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not.
Yep.
But I do think it's difficult dealing with property when you're far away. I mean, about the only motivation on his end is that he would like to see them get the house, and he doesn't want to see it.
Yeah.
That's about the only motivation that he has to get all this stuff taken care
He
of.
wants them to pay for that.
Is a pain.
Besides.
Well, I don't think we need to take it off because this person is not, Mr. Morrow is the one that is causing this problems. He's the one we need really to, I don't know, and I don't know
Step
what
up.
we would do. I don't know what we can legally do. But,
You can condemn it.
well, yeah, but we don't want to condemn it.
But
know.
he can appeal it.
Yeah.
You see, that's the whole thing is
Yeah.
that in order to push an issue, you can always make it, and I'm not saying that's what we need to do, but that's ultimately the only thing we can do.
Other than say, we'll give them 90 days to work it out, and if not, then it goes to demo. I mean, I hate it for these folks because they're wanting to buy it and all, but I mean, we gotta get them off High Center somehow. I just don't know if that's the best way to go about it, but, I mean, we gotta do something. They want to fix the house up, they want to rent, they want to live in, whatever. We don't have anybody else want to do it, so I mean, I don't want to harm them any. But
No.
he needs to get off High Center.
No, I don't want to leave them on High Center.
No, no.
We need to do something. I mean, you're wanting to make Borger better,
Yes, yes,
and we're wanting to work with them on that.
yes.
But I do have a problem with this guy, 4 years not getting his Aggies in the baggie.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion to leave it on there, and we look at it in two meetings, which is
December?
December, to see if he's gotten off High Center
Okay.
and has gotten anything done. And if y'all are hopeful of getting the place and you want to do some cleanup, around the back where the roof piece fell off, or put something over the leak, or, clean the trees out or whatever, I would say do that out of the goodness of your heart, hoping that it goes through.
Yeah, and it would make your property look better for their property too.
Yeah.
So,
I'll second Dean's motion.
Second.
All right, we'll close the public hearing. I've got a motion to look at this back in December, or to look in December 2022, not back, that's last year. And I've got a second. You happy with that? Okay, all in favor, saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Okay, motion will carry.
okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank y'all. Can we move to A now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll go to A.
She has the duty, she's got the, just wait.
Yeah, she wants y'all legal information on that lady that's standing up right there. And then we'll be off.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. We'll move to A, 631 Deal Street, Lot 1 through 3, Block 30, original town sites. We'll open the public hearing for 631 Deal.
Sir, we do have a representative here today. We have had complaints on this property for years and years, and I have filed charges on Miss Solomon, is that it?
Yes,
Miss
that's
Solomon's
correct.
brother, right? Victor's your brother? Okay, so I filed charges on him over the years to clean up the property, get rid of junk vehicles. At one time, he had a gentleman living in an RV there, and we had to get rid of the RV and the gentleman that were living there. So it's been a problem, property for a long time. With that being said, the gentleman that I spoke to, her brother is an employee of the city, so, we know him through work. So when I approached him about the property, he said that he was basically the owner and she was like a co-owner or something. And so at that time, we started sending everything to him because that's what he had requested. So just knowing him from work, that's kind of what we did. So fast forwarding to recently, when I got a hold of Al, Miss Ullman's husband, and spoke to him, he wanted to know why we never sent anything regarding the property. And we had sent things to Miss Ullman, but I don't know if we just didn't have the correct address or whatever was on Hutchinson County Appraisal District is where we sent it. So I did explain to him that his brother-in-law had requested that we send everything to his brother-in-law, to him, the local guy. So Mr. Ullman was not happy with the way that we had dealt with this, and he wanted a list of deficiencies. So when I sent him the pictures and the deficiencies, then he saw for himself, what was there, and then he told me at that time that they would be present to represent the property. Friday, I was out taking pictures of the property, and her brother was there, and I visited with him about the property, and he said he wanted to take the windows out and put new windows in. What he was gonna do was not by code, and then started looking around, and he had caulking around the windows. With it being commercial, that would require an asbestos survey. So when I mentioned that to him, he decided he wanted to go another route with the windows and just board them up, which was fine, but we got him the boarding standard, so he could board them up by code. So he said he would do that this last weekend, and I guess he didn't get to that. We did address the roof, because the roof is completely collapsed. Did you get a chance to look at that?
Yes, I
So
have.
it's completely collapsed. And I tried to look through the window today and get you guys a better picture, but some of the wood even looks like it's rotted as far as the studs go. So they got big issues there as far as the structure of that property goes. The cinder block is starting to separate from where the, Larry, help me out here, where the,
Garage door, the wall.
where the mortar, where the mortar has started to deteriorate. So it is separating around the building. So that's basically where we stand as of today. And these pictures that you guys have in that packet are from this morning.
Okay.
Ma'am, what do you want to do with the property?
Well, that is a very good question. There is, well, I don't want it, but we can't sell it as it is because I wouldn't get the money that I invested in it, I wouldn't think, which, it was quite a while ago, so it wouldn't be that much, but I still want to recoup the money that I put in. And I don't know how much it would take to bring it up to par with the city. So I need to take some time to, first of all, I need a list of the exact specifications that you want me to work with. I need that list, and if there are any what is it called, codes on what you need me to do. I need a list of those codes. And then I need to get an estimate from the professionals that need to work on the building. And then I'll decide if I want to invest that money in fixing it, if it's worth it so I can sell it, or if, I don't know. Or if we just demolish it. I don't know what's going to be
Sell
best.
the
I mean,
lot.
even demolishing it, it's going to cost money, so,
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
very expensive.
yes.
So we did send a list out, I guess, to Al. Am I saying, is it Al?
Yes, Al.
Okay. We did send a list to Al, and I guess it was sent certified, but we do have that list here too.
Okay.
But we don't have the codes to go with it, so if you'd like, after this meeting, we can sit down with our permit tech and get a list with the codes.
Okay.
And she can get that sent to you. Would you like that sent to Victor also, or just you guys?
You can copy Victor on that,
Okay.
please, if you
Okay.
would.
And moving forward, do you want us
Yeah.
to communicate with Victor anymore, or just you guys?
Out of respect for my brother, I would like to do that, but it's my name on it, so I need to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we will from this point on. I just didn't know if you wanted to leave him aside from any more.
It's okay for him to know, to be notified, but it's, yeah, I need to know anything that goes on with
Send it to you
Thank you.
and copy him.
Yes, yes.
Did you get the letters?
I got the 2 last letters, yes.
Okay, so I
And-
have the correct address.
So with this list, there may be a few more things added to it, because I didn't, when I did this, I did it from the street out of respect for you guys and Victor,
But when I went last time, Victor was there and I asked him if it was okay, and he said, yeah, I could go and look.
Okay.
In fact, we went in and looked in that, not the part where the roof had collapsed, but the other section, and we looked at that together. So I probably will have a few more things to add to this now that I've seen it closer. So if you do see some more, don't be surprised. It's not,
All right.
not me just wanting to pick on you and add more work to you.
Yeah, I understand.
I would like to speak up a little bit here. No matter really what the cost is, because the cost is gonna be high enough. If you don't have another plan to get your money back, because your brother's been salvaging off of that property, which is a zoning violation as well. We've stayed away from that. I guess because the fines get way bigger and it involves a higher court,
Okay.
okay? But, so he really can't do what he's been doing. With that, like, unless you could sell it to somebody as a repair garage again or something, which I don't even know, I would have to look at the zoning to see what's
Should be
allowed over
commercial.
there now. But,
Has the zoning changed
Yeah, it has.
lately?
Possibly.
Because it was dual, right? It was both,
at one point in time, it was a repair garage.
no, but the zoning was for living and for business, correct, at some
I'm
point?
not, I would have to look at
Okay.
both ways there. But I guess what I'm getting at is, and whether you repair it or tear it down, it's gonna be very, very expensive. I mean, the roof alone, I mean, maybe you might help me out here, but, I mean, you gotta be talking over 10 grand. just for the
easy.
roof
How many
alone.
square feet is the building?
Let's just
It's probably
say,
2,000?
6, yeah, it'd be less than 1,000, I bet. I mean, that building's not that big.
yeah.
And Larry, will we need engineered plans for that? I mean, probably 18,000, just the roof alone.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Because it would, because
You see
if
what
it's
I'm saying?
commercial, it has to be engineered back.
Well, and even if you take the engineering part off of it, just the price of lumber.
Yeah.
Because it needs everything.
It needs the decking and
You have
everything.
nothing to work with on the roof. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
not
tough
even
one.
considering the cinder blocks, how they've kind of separated, so all that would have to be dealt with to
It's gonna be a,
get that
It's
roof on the
busy.
grid.
and
Been a terrible meeting in December.
I'm not about tearing nothing down, and we couldn't tear this one down because
It's commercial.
It's a commercial piece of property, and it involves asbestos surveys and abatements and all that, but, I just don't, I have a hard time seeing there being any way for you to make money off of it. At least, it would take a long time, I would think.
Other than investing it, huh?
Or at least make up what she's got in it. Some of what she's
Putting money
got
in there. Okay, well, thank you. Thanks for the
Make some
input.
out of it, she won't get
We'll,
all the way.
we'll see what we find out.
I just wouldn't feel good about things unless I said something
Of course.
along that line.
Yes.
You know.
Now, as far as him having his stuff out there, did you see any cleanup already, or?
I was over there Friday, and Victor said that he would have it done. In fact, he told me that day he'd have it out of there, but he still got the same stuff that was there. He has cleaned up a little bit, but it's still
Yeah,
a
there's still
nuisance.
plenty of it.
In fact, when I
Okay.
got up there today and looked, there's a big metal drum there full
Okay.
of oil, you know, so that can't be out there that way.
Yes.
But no, he hasn't made progress out there.
Okay. Thank you. I'll make sure that that gets taken care of as soon as possible. Thank you.
And like Larry said, Victor is a scrapper.
Yes.
So, and the bad thing is Victor's a trash truck driver, so he gets first dibs on the good
Yes.
stuff.
Right.
And that's where it ends up, is
There's
he's
your
out
cleanup.
there.
Yeah, there's your cleanup.
Yeah, I know. For one area.
Yeah.
Yes.
But overall, I like Victor. I can't.
He's a
lie,
good
I like
guy.
him. Yeah.
He's a good
Maybe
guy.
we
That's
need
why I
to
always tell
transfer him
Victor
to
when I
the
file
Park and
charges on
Recreation or
Victor,
yard.
just give me the money, instead of giving it to the city.
Right.
But he is a good guy, nothing against Victor, it's just that we get the complaints, so we've got to deal with them.
Of course, yes, and it's, yeah, it does not look good. I would not like to live next to it. Yes, all right. So I'm gonna get that paperwork from you
Yes, ma'am.
today, or
Probably
you're
not
gonna
today.
send it?
Yeah, she'll probably work on it tomorrow, so it may be Monday before.
Okay.
you Get to, because it's not as easy as just look at, our code books are about that thick.
All right.
And we have probably, Larry, 10 code books. So
Okay.
we've got to find exactly
Do you
where it
want to leave
falls.
us your email address? And
Yes.
we can get it to
I
you
got
faster
plenty
that
of
way.
I
You
got
wanna
plenty,
put your
I'll be
email
I
there
address?
will.
That picture tells it all.
Okay.
I had seen it when the harsh winds blew a piece off, but this is more than, so it's been coming down. Okay,
Okay, we'll close the public
okay,
hearing.
perfect.
I'll make
Thank
a
you.
motion to review it December 1st meeting.
In the December 1st meeting, okay?
Does that give you enough time?
To find out what I'm gonna do?
Yes.
Yes, plenty of time.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to review this property during the December 1st meeting. All in favor, state aye. Aye. Any opposed, state nay.
Thanks
Okay,
for
motion
coming in.
carries. Yeah, I've got one question, Ms. Ullman.
Yes.
Did you actually fly in from California
Yes, I did.
for this,
Excuse me?
for this meeting?
For this meeting.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
I want to commend you for that.
And it was important that
We
you
can't get
to
people that
your-
live here to come in.
That's what I was getting at. It's like, my goodness.
Now, you don't have to say it, right?
Truth is truth is
But I
truth.
kept looking at that, and I've got to ask her that question, I
Yeah.
just do. All right, let's move to 614 Stevenson, Lot 23 and 4, west 12 foot of 25, Block 6, Thompson Edition. I love these west halves and quarters and whatever. All right, we'll open the public
West
hearing.
here, west there.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, so far, I already know we have a meeting for the first time 2 months ago, right? And you said the roof, the shed, and the yard need to be taken care of.
Okay.
I've been trying to take care of the yard. My recent schedule change has made that a bit hampered. I'm now working 6 days a week, so that's a bit of a pain for me because, trying to work with y'all guys. I recently went to Mesa Roofing to make a payment for the roof.
Okay.
If y'all can see it.
Yeah.
Wanna
Yeah, let
pass
Larry see
around?
it.
So, I know the side needs to be worked on and a few other things within the yard that need to be done. I am very much aware of that. Right now, I'm trying to take care of the roof, take care of the vegetation, work on, some of the things that you have said and brought up before.
Okay.
But again, it takes time, money, and, well, $13 an hour doesn't stretch like it used to.
No, it does not.
And
Not at all.
I'm trying my best, guys. It's just, again, the time. And as you see, I am making payments for a roof
Yep.
to be put on.
And that's great. We're glad to see that.
Have you checked on the logger?
On the logger, that's the big problem though with the logger is I can't afford, it's either the roof or the logger, one of the two right now.
Okay.
So I went with the roof because it is, well, attached to the house. It is part of the house. That's what it's gonna take priorities in my eyes, is the house itself. Because that's what the property is based off of, correct? So we should fix the house first. I'm gonna see if I can find any friends that possibly have trailers to possibly help me out with moving that shed off the property and, getting rid of it. If I can do that. If not, then I'll try to save a bit of money for a logger to come out, fill it up, and, for y'all to take care of it. Other than that, that's what I'm trying to work on right now. Plans, as I said, just simple, just takes time, and with recent work changes, that's what I'm working with.
There's quite a few questions at this time on our end. So there's just a lot of trash, dry vegetation.
Hang on, when was the last time we met?
I wasn't here for that one.
It was 2 months ago that.
2 meetings.
2 months ago.
Two meetings ago. that-
2 meetings.
Yes, with the meeting, whenever we first
I'm
met.
pretty sure we asked for the vegetation. I mean,
Oh, wow. I was not here.
Yeah, precisely asked
Yeah.
us to mow the lawn and all that to make sure that it's not overgrown and to clean up some of the yard, basically all the stuff that's basically breaking down. And we've been trying to do that, but because I've been recently going to doctors constantly almost every other month, and he's constantly at work.
Yeah, she has a heart condition, by the way. So,
I understand.
I have to take care
Every
of
other
her.
month, though.
Yes,
Is what she just stated.
Yeah.
yes.
I mow, I mean, even if my property looked like that, I'd have it done in a week.
There's a couch sitting out there. How long's that
Yes.
couch been sitting there?
Most likely about a month or two. So again, I have to move that over to where it can be taken. It's just, again, I work a lot. And with my mom's passing and having the expenses of a funeral on top of it, on top of the expenses I'm now spending with you to make sure all of you are pleased with the property. And
No, it's not us, it's the community.
Yeah, it's not
I
us.
understand that, but you are the head of the community, are you not? So I'm trying to make sure the head of the community can let the community know I am working on it. It's just, it will take time. And
I guess that's my point, is I didn't see nothing into it.
And
That was
what
my
I'm going-
question,
we
what have you
a-
cleaned up in the yard?
I've been trying to mow the lawn, but unfortunately, for some reason, with the neighborhood I live in, people have came into my yard and hammered and tampered with my lawnmower, and I bought a second one recently, but the, fuel line is cut on it, so I have to get a new fuel line for that. And I've been having to use a weed eater to try to mow the whole lawn. I can imagine how much of a pain that would be if y'all could imagine. And again,
Been there,
I
done
mean,
that.
Been there, done that.
I've done, I said, 6 days a week, I'm working. I only get 1 day off to try to work on this, and then I also have to pay my bills and various other things.
How many hours a day do you work?
I work a total of 6 hours a week, or not 6 hours a week, 6 hours a day, and 6 days a week. So 36 a week.
Okay, I mean, I get where you're coming from. We all
And it's usually I work at
work,
nights.
and we all have yards to take care of, and we all can't afford a lugger. But you can't do any mowing or weed eating hardly until you get the crack cleaned up. And we gave you 2 months to do something. That's the question, is what have you cleaned up in those 2 months from the yard?
I know there has not been much work, it's just, I've been trying to figure out what I can do to help you guys.
We want to help you.
It's not about helping them, it's about helping you.
It's just,
Yeah.
so y'all just say, work on the yard. And
No.
the roof.
There's junk out in that yard that needs to be removed. That couch is one. That was in the first set of pictures we got. And that was what, 2 months ago? And it's in the picture that was taken today?
I'm sorry, sirs, it's just, I'm trying my best here.
Well,
And-
I worked 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, and took care of my place. Did turnarounds running 12 hours a day and took care of my place.
And if you can't afford the lugger, fill the dumpster up.
Yeah,
That's what everybody else does.
Fill the dumpster up and down the alley till your neighbors get
All right,
mad.
then I'll start doing that then.
Just make sure it fits in the dumpster.
yeah, make sure it fits in the
Yeah, don't
dumpster.
put the couch in the dumpster, but
Well, isn't there
We
like
do have a program, correct, Larry, that will take a trailer out there, give them 24 hours with it, and you can put,
I believe so. We can get you a contact.
Yes, please. And I did contact all the suggestions you did suggest with the roof. I will have to be out of pocket, 100%. So that will be coming out of my pocket all the way. So
I understand that.
that's a massive investment.
Yeah, it is.
So, Philip, I have a couple of questions, some things I want to bring up. Looking at the house today, you've got some PVC pipe coming out from underneath the air conditioner on the east side of the structure into a trash can. What is that?
It's to, well, it was to, we have old swamp cooler, but, with that.
I got a picture. if you'd
It's to
like
collect water from a small, what was it, a small little washing machine electric one, right? So that way it drains out of the house and not onto the property
Into
itself.
the drain.
I know it's not exactly up to code, but other than that, we're gonna have to, pull a pipe back into the house and have a bucket catch it so we can dump it out in the tub or something like that. If you want me doing that, go ahead and do that, I'll set that up today.
Well, you've got to get something, a more permanent, solution that's by code. The other thing, as I'm looking at it, your stack on the side, are you guys gonna use a wood-burning stove as it gets colder, or what is that stack? What's that?
That stack is for our barbecues and for when we decide to have barbecues and stuff like that.
Inside the house?
No, but we have a barbecue outside.
Yeah, you wanna look at this picture? Phil, you need to fill it, right? Fill it?
Yes.
This here, that's what.
Oh, that's just what I should get rid of, that's the thing.
It's not connected to anything?
No, sir.
Yeah, you don't wanna use it with it up against the
No,
house.
that wouldn't, that's that, that was to a, gas, heater that we got rid of long ago. And so just find a way of getting rid of that, I assume?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
Because
yeah,
that was
I'll
just,
take it
that
rid
was,
of
that's an older thing.
What's that electric cord?
So all these pictures I took today, okay?
Let me run that air conditioner.
Yes, sir, and I know about the siding, that does need to be worked on, it's just, again, that's gonna be where I call professional, as you all would want. Again,
Well,
it's gonna
you
cost
can-
a bit of money.
You can do the siding yourself, but the actual structure that it's gonna be attached to, that's gotta be done right before you
Yeah.
attach the siding.
And again, that needs perfection.
That part.
Yes,
I mean,
Okay, I got another question for you on that picture you were looking at, you got the pipe going out. What's that extension cord hanging out there too?
yeah.
Oh, that
Noise
used to,
code.
that used to go to a, yeah, that used to go to a, I think my mom had a well or something like that went out into the yard. And it was in a, line that she had built in underground. I'll pull that up when I can pull it, okay?
There's only-
So I'll get rid of that.
There's not any power there, is there? Is there power there?
Is it power?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. There's
How about
power.
that, if there's power, if there's not power there, then I wouldn't worry about that, but if there is, yeah.
You have water also?
Yes, sir. I was gonna pay that after I got done talking to you guys.
So, well, like I say, there are things that don't cost you money. Like getting rid of that couch, getting rid of some of that junk in the yard.
Well, when I get home today, that's all getting thrown in that dumpster.
Well, okay, well, I hope it happens. It didn't happen in the last 2 months.
Sorry, sir, it's just,
So
Works
let me
with
say
you.
this before we go fill up all the dumpsters. As a resident, you're allowed about 25% of your dumpster, because
All right.
there's other people that have to use those
so just
dumpsters.
fill about 25% of each of them like that.
There's 4 residents per dumpster,
Yeah,
so you're allowed that. That's why I'm suggesting that trailer.
yeah, so way I can load up that
No, no,
trailer.
let me finish. Get them on the transfer station and tell them you want to look into the self-help program, I think is what they call it. And what they'll do is they will bring
Y'all
it,
got a pen? One y'all can borrow so I can write it down?
Here's one.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
what they'll
Self-help
do-
program, right?
yes, you're gonna call the transfer station, call 273-0977.
All right, what's the number again?
273-0977. And I'm not sure exactly who you'll speak to down there, because they've changed faces down there a little bit. But call them, tell them you're interested in that program. What they'll do is they'll bring you out that trailer for 24 hours.
All right,
They'll give
then
you a
just-
list of things that you can and can't put in it. You'll sign a contract.
All right,
And what they'll do is they'll come and pick it up, they'll dispose of it, and in 24 hours, if you can get and pick it up 2 times, you'll be doing good. But I will tell you this, if you call and try to get it on a Friday, you'll have that trailer Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because they're not gonna be working during the weekend.
that's actually a great idea, so call Friday. Thank you.
But they are gonna have limitations on what you can put in there. You're not gonna be
Yeah,
able to put like
'cause-
batteries, paint, any chemicals.
Yeah, that's expected, but wood, few other things, maybe that couch and
Yeah, so-
other stuff, yeah.
Call that before you start filling up all the dumpsters, because I guarantee, like you said, till your neighbors start calling, they will start calling. By the end of the day, they'll be calling you.
All right.
And I hate to be the one that has to go there and tell you, hey, Philip, I need you to pull all that stuff back out of the dumpster.
Yeah.
I've seen him do
And
it.
if they have any questions of you, or they need to contact us, just tell them to contact us. Tell them you're working with planning and development to get your property cleaned up.
But as you see, I am working on the roof though, at least. I'm trying to get that done.
I think that's the thing, is that it's hard to, come up with that money to put a new roof on your house. But in the meantime, while you're waiting,
Just get everything else done and,
yeah, get the neighbors, from calling you in about the mess. That's the big
Yeah.
thing. Clean that porch up,
The weeds and the trash and.
the fire hazard in general.
all right, well, I'll start working on that tonight
I thought that's where
and.
we were 2 months ago.
Me too.
And you promised, and
Sorry, sir, just-
I looked up the minutes, and you promised in 2 months to have it all cleaned up.
Which is, I didn't expect some of the recent things, because whenever I got back and I talked to my boss, she's like, hey, by the way, I'm making your schedule,
You're gonna start working more.
yeah, you're working more, and I'm like, thanks, that's lovely, just what I needed, more hours, and which, yeah, I did.
Yeah, but you work 6 hours a day, you sleep, 8 hours a day?
Yeah,
Correct.
which, well, it's 8 hours a
I
day.
wish,
So that's 14 hours.
I wish.
So you still have 10 hours a day left.
Exactly.
But, all right, well, sorry about that, you guys, it's just been hard and stuff, but, because I've never had to deal with something like this before.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to deal with it,
Yeah,
because we won't continue to do this.
yeah, there will get to a point where y'all are just,
Well,
So-
all we need is effort.
I
That's
tell
all
you-
we're asking
I
for,
tell you
some
where I'm
effort.
at right now, I'll give you 2 months, and if it's not clean in 2 months, I would like to see the fire marshal do an inspection inside and out.
Yes.
all right, so get it clean within the next 2 months, and,
Would you agree to that?
with it, like with a fire inspection on the property itself?
Yes,
Yes, sir, all right.
Inside and out.
inside and out.
There comes a point where, if it's a house.
It's for your safety.
Yeah, you grew up in this house and you don't want to get rid of it, but how much are you willing to spend on this house to stay in this house?
That's the thing, I don't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, but sometimes going someplace else is cheaper than throwing money at something that's not,
Oh, we're not trying to talk you into, if I can fill this Coke for $1, okay, but if I've got to spend $5 for it, I'm not gonna do it. And so, if you're having to spend $11,000 for a roof, plus the other things that you're gonna have to do in order to make the house really, you're living in it now, and I understand that, because you have no place else to go. But economically, it needs to be looked at. What can I afford every month?
That's the only option that's on the table is to have you come and look in and out, and once everything's, see if it's cleaned up.
If you can't get it, show that you're gonna make an attempt to get it clean on the outside, then yeah, we're really concerned about what's going on the inside.
Well, no, I agree with
Because
that.
if you can't take care of the outside, then there's definitely, you're probably not taking care of the inside.
I agree then.
If there was a fire there, we got the fire marshal sitting here. If there was a fire there, how would your firemen feel about walking through all that
I doubt they would
stuff?
I doubt they would enjoy it, so. I agree, I'll get it cleaned up so he can do his inspection in 2 months' time, and hopefully it'll pass.
You lived there your whole life?
Yes, sir.
Man, I understand that. That's your home.
Yep.
But take care of it like it's your home, that you've lived there your whole life. And you're not doing that.
You said your dad wouldn't clean things up and wouldn't do a lot of that stuff.
Yes, and now it's up to me to do it all.
That's right.
I know it, but a little bit every single day adds up to a complete job.
And you can do it.
You can.
Yeah, you can do it. We have no question that you can do it.
All right,
It
well,
just needs to be done.
I'll get started on it,
Okay,
clean inside and outside.
cool.
Yep, we good?
Good.
All right. Is there anything else y'all need today, sirs?
We'll close it.
Close the public hearing. Nope.
I'll make a motion, we look
I'll
at
see you,
it.
I'll see you in 2 months,
Okay.
and
I'll make a motion, we look at it in 2 months with the caveat that we said if it's not cleaned up, there will be a inspection inside and out.
Okay, we got a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed state nay. Okay, motion carries 5-0.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for your time, Mr. King.
No, don't be sorry. You can
No,
you take
no,
care of it.
no.
Well, I'll get started, okay?
Okay.
Just take the confidence that you can get it
Yep.
done. That's all we have.
We believe in you.
Thank you.
We do. All right, let's move to C, which is 603 East 11th Street, Lot 14 and 15, Block 6, North Side Addition. I understand there's been a change here.
Can we go to the shopping center first?
Sure, oh,
We have somebody here for that.
that's right. I just like seeing him. All right.
Just like to look at it.
Yeah, we'll go to, we want to do both or one at a time? 224 Shopping Plaza and 414 Borger Shopping Plaza?
His daddy didn't
All right, so.
We'll open that public hearing.
pass it down.
We have Mr. Delatorre here to represent the property. These pictures that you have before you are from today also.
Since he's here, sure. Yes. Sorry about that.
They're okay. These pictures are from today as well. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of progress from the last time as far as the cleanup and other things go. Do you want to look at the one that's labeled Kmart first for the shopping plaza north?
I'm open.
Okay, let's go to
Open up the
Kmart.
public hearing. It's your baby.
Let's go to Kmart, one that says
Boy,
Kmart
you
on
just
it.
scuffed on that one.
So I guess the first picture is that overhead with the cinder blocks that are starting to collapse, and there's a little bit more damage than last time when we looked at it. There's a close-up of it on the second picture.
Is that the support for the roof? Just
I kind of joked with Larry today saying this was becoming the second transfer station of the town, but they are they're having their way with that property over there and just dumping everything. Some of that stuff is from the last time when Mr. Delatorre was in here and said the lady had dumped all her belongings back there in that cubby hole.
Yeah, I found out who else is throwing trash away over there. And,
Didn't you say about something about closing that off on the entrance and the
yeah, I
outlet
was
of
supposed to
that?
hear back from you and I never did. About seeing if I can put like Jersey barriers or
We were
lines or
concerned about a
something.
fire issue, about blocking off the back.
And I never heard back.
Oh, it's on you. We're looking at you.
Prevent them from dumping trash, but, you know, if there's a fire or something, they could be back there with fire trucks.
I don't remember that conversation.
I remember.
Yeah.
You know, the catalog.
I never heard that.
Back there.
So that's why I never.
Even right now, I'm
Every,
vaguely involved.
every line.
We discussed
So
about
let's-
putting Jersey barriers on both north and south.
Yes.
Break the doors.
Blocking off all
Go in
the
and pick out the tennis shoes and
So,
Because people are driving back there still
see
so,
where they
you
would
know,
have
if it's something that,
storage, break in, run in, get their shoes and leave.
there's,
right, but if it's something that we.
So we finally put laminated in everything.
Easily,
Then they just.
even
even if you put, like,
We
even if
go,
they
have it
put
poured up,
2 bollards
and
and,
you're seeing how that alley.
The gates
and
in
how
like a pole or something.
and the
Parking's
lock
down
it
here,
with
but the alley in the
chain
back.
lock,
Yeah.
then they have both covers and.
Y'all can just cut it, or even if we were to put it like on the, like,
Police.
there's a fire hydrant on the south side, even if we were to put it on the north side of that fire hydrant.
After thousands. of
Yeah, there's one on the, yeah,
Put a roll down, coiled up door.
I mean, y'all can cut it, I
So
mean,
that, you know, put that sucker
because
in,
this trash
wherever
that's
you want.
on
So it's
that
gonna be
picture
first
right there.
one.
I mean, I've gotten rid of some of that trash and then, well, I know, but, I mean, no, I know that, but I've gotten rid of some of that trash and then, like, there it is. And then I'm sure, like, behind Payless, where it was used to be Payless and then Payless that came on. That guy that lives
Yeah, before they come to occupation.
where concrete wash was at. That guy back there is the one that's throwing away all that.
But you're right, it's center block. This right here.
And I have pictures that I took today.
No, there's no power in
Don't think so. Might be, but I don't think so. No. I'm not a smart person, but I know that much.
That dumpster right behind his house is just overflowing of crap. And that, all that stuff ends up right behind that Kmart. So all of that stuff, that dog cage, is from his house. That's this right here. It's from his house.
Yeah, so, I mean, even if we shut it off at each end, I mean, it's still, the property still has to be mowed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just like we told the last guy, 2 meetings, and we still have the trash here from 2 meetings before that, so that,
And, I mean,
because I think we
I've
can
thrown a
pull.
lot of trash away, and if you,
Yeah, I
if
think
y'all
we
were to
can
look
pull
up
the,
the manifest from, I mean, I don't know if y'all, if there's a way y'all could get, if you can get those manifests from the dump or whatever, but that guy that runs it, I guess, or that has that mullet, or I don't even know if you can call it a mullet.
The one that signs people stuff in and tells you how much you brought in and everything,
Yeah,
keeps track of it.
He even asked me, he's like, hey, man, is that from, I'm like, yeah, that's from the plaza. He's like, all right, dude. He knows that I take a lot
And
of
like
trash
those tree
from over
limbs
there.
and stuff that were cut down a long time ago, they're dried out and they've been there
Yeah,
for.
oh, yeah, I know they've been there, so, but I mean,
If they're drying out, they've been there a while.
that stuff. And I've thrown a lot of clothes from there. And I even took some clothes from there today. So,
What about the dude from California? What's up with
He
him?
was supposed to be here today. When I spoke to him last time, he said we'd be at this
Oh,
meeting.
Franklin?
In
Yeah.
person?
Yeah. He said
If she can fly out,
if she can fly out.
I got no sympathy for him.
Yeah.
It's probably,
I
I
brought
noticed
that
she was
up.
dressed warm. It's probably a little cool for her.
Probably
Yeah, I
right.
brought
San
that
Juan
up to each
Capistrano.
one of them, that we had the lady coming from California there,
Yeah.
If we got that, then we need to get everybody.
Each
in
one,
this.
more than one.
I don't think that'll happen too many
But as he
times.
said, you
more
can't
than
get people
one.
to live here.
What's your plan, Chris?
My plan?
Yeah.
To just keep trying to maintain this place. And I mean, I've been cutting the grass, I've been weed eating and stuff like that, so I've been cutting the trees down, I mean, as best as I can. I mean, I've been stuck at Sean shutdowns over there at Pantex. I mean, I've been stuck out there, so.
Are you still trying to purchase this property, or are you just the manager
Yes,
for this?
no, I've been working with Leon, I mean, as best
Leon,
as I
that's his name.
can, so, I mean, but it's kinda hard for me to be on my phone out there. I mean, he's been blowing my
Yeah.
phone up, but I mean, hell, I can't answer it out
Rules are
there.
rules, you can't.
Rules, and it sucks, but it is what it is, so. And the caulking, some of the cracks, I did go out there today since we had some rain. We did get to come home early, and some of those, I don't know what time you went out there to take pictures, but
There's caulking in the picture.
yeah, is there? Yeah, I was out there and I did finish painting that board that wasn't painted. So I did take care of all that stuff, and I did fill in some of those cracks and stuff that we had talked about last time. So, but we can't work out there when it's too muddy or too rainy, so took care of some of that stuff.
It's just like that lady on the cost.
Man, I don't know what to do. I'll run out of ideas.
I think, as far as the maintenance, because I know you've done some stuff out there.
Yeah.
But it's not being maintained. That's a big piece of property.
Yeah, well,
It's not being maintained, and so I'm almost back to, just taking it back to code enforcement cases and dealing with it there. I think we can work with you on getting something set.
yeah,
so
because I
that
mean, it is boarded up, the windows are boarded up. I mean, I'm cutting the trees and mowing the grass as best as we can. I mean, I'm going to go out there here later, finish
But
cutting
even-
grasses and stuff like that.
Even doing that, you realize that, because the next thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna cut into that fence.
Which fence?
That chain link fence that runs all the way down.
Oh, you're talking about that goes down the hill into the alley?
I can almost guarantee you.
Well, I mean, if they do that, then that's a different story, and that'll be addressed when that
I'm
time
just saying,
comes. Oh,
I'm just saying.
I know that, but that'll be addressed when
Damage and
that,
property discharge would be.
Property maintenance.
Oh, I know what it do.
that'll be addressed when that time
I've got
comes,
one.
but as far as that comes, I mean, it is
Or
boarded
my
up.
fence charger.
That's what originally, I mean, you can't say that, I haven't met that.
Well, we'll say as far as the boarding up goes, where United used to be, all that is rotted.
I mean,
That front window,
that has never been brought up until just now.
I think it has.
Which section are you talking about?
Yeah, I think we said all of it needs to be painted. You see the-
And then you got sections of it that have like little pieces just stacked on top of each other.
Why don't you just throw it in a dumpster?
Because they probably
Kathy
already
said
filled
she
the
did have
dumpster.
some problem getting some of those pictures, but I have it on the phone.
Well, I guarantee you, I filled up dumpsters up
Did you take a picture of that?
Yeah,
to the brim.
she was having problems getting all the
If they
pictures
don't like it,
printed.
Yeah.
But you wanna see it, Chris?
Well, I don't have any trouble.
Well,
It's the
you
ones
want
that
to-
don't live
The
anywhere
picture?
Yeah.
that
Of
stop
the
you
United
and
building?
decide to use your dumpster.
Yeah,
Well, I can go over there and paint
those
that.
people out in the country.
And I think the wood itself probably needs to be replaced. That stuff is pretty bad.
Don't want to pay for
There we go.
Well, I know what you're talking about.
You still have the same number?
I
Yeah.
guarantee you,
I'll
if I
text it
throw
over
some
to you.
crap in the trash and they send me off to take it out, I'd be before the city council.
Yeah, I think, Johnny, John agree,
I'm paying my
handle these through code enforcement.
We can do that. What about the rear of that building though, where that overhead is? Kmart.
They did
That
not
is a
tell
building
them to fill up
That-
every dumpster up and down my
I had called,
So what?
Nico, I don't know what his
He needs
company's
a little
called,
bit, every day,
the guy from Cincinnati,
every week.
that last meeting we had. He said he was
Oh,
supposed to come out and address that,
trailer
but
over there saying,
he,
Hadn't seen them. So I get,
yeah,
I'm
he
gonna drop it off.
never
Don't do it.
has.
I'll pick it up on
I've
Friday.
had concrete jobs that I need him to get
I'll
done.
take it and dump it.
I guess he's backed up. I even asked,
And that is gonna be dealt with as a commercial
so,
building, right?
I don't have an issue taking it off and putting it to building maintenance, as long as we keep an eye on it. And then unfortunately, if he comes back, it's gonna be hard for me to look at it many more times without sending it to the council for Mr. Franklin to discuss with them about it. I know you're doing everything you can to do it.
I mean-
you're fighting a losing battle, in my opinion.
yeah. I
You
mean-
know,
It's kind of why I
But-
kept on studying, this is a big piece of property.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
One man can't take care of all of it.
no,
It normally takes a number.
He can, but he's gotta do a little bit every day.
yeah.
Slap him and
No,
charge
I'm not
him.
gonna slap him, but I mean, I don't have an issue with that, but but Mr. Franklin needs to understand that if we see it again, it's gonna be up to him to do something with the council about it.
So Larry.
I mean, we
once
can't tear it
again-
down, we don't have the money, but I mean, something needs to happen. And I understand that he's probably getting all this stuff, and he's just saying, Chris is gonna take care of it, he don't care about this,
so,
in my opinion.
He's a long way
Once
away
again,
from
if we
order.
cut it loose,
As long as
how are
you've
we
got
gonna
Chris
deal
here
with
for us to
the
talk to.
overhead back there?
Yeah, I don't think we can. So, that door, I mean,
is this one guy able to work through the city? The guy that you gave me his number?
It's a commercial
No.
project though, remember.
No.
Never mind. Well, there goes that. All right. And you said you're booked, ain't you?
Yes, yeah.
How far back?
Way.
Way, yeah.
Way, almost a year.
Fix that.
Damn. Well, that's good, I guess.
Well, I've been wanting to slow down. That's why I get a little irritated when somebody's complaining about working 6 hours a day. It just,
Well, you know.
I have a tough time with that.
Then y'all scared the dog out of him. And then
I like
throw him
that.
under the bus and he's over here like, what the hell?
I'd take
No, that's truly for their safety though. I'm concerned about their safety.
Yeah.
And not just,
With winter
That's
coming
how-
on,
that's how it
with
works.
winter coming on, I'm really
I don't
concerned.
care how
yeah.
he cut all the trees.
Yeah, how they gonna do
All
that?
the crap off.
Wonder what they did.
With that
All right,
hook, with
so,
that stove to haul that
maybe
ice
we
crap,
should keep
put
it
that
on
dump
here
every night.
to,
And that's why
I mean,
the fencing
what's his name?
gates or something, keep it.
Leon.
Yeah, we really need to get Leon here.
I agree. But how do we do that?
Do we really need
Get Leon here? I know we're gonna get a bunch of them.
You're just gonna get talk.
You think the city would fly us all out there and we can go talk to him?
Oh, I don't wanna go to California.
You don't wanna go out
Yeah, you
there.
do. You just wanna visit and leave.
If he gets the overhead door repaired, would that satisfy?
Well, it's, no, it's not just like it's the door itself, it's the whole.
Well, I know
Yeah.
the header.
But that's what I'm saying.
I don't know how to, I don't even know what.
It's
the
just
door-
a header. It's just a header. The
It is-
door's
it's the
fine. It's just
structure,
a
yeah.
header.
Yeah, I mean, the
The
door
header
opens.
is
Instead of
the
being
single
I've seen
box
the door.
overlapping.
The door opens.
Yeah, the door opens.
Yeah, I mean, it's functional.
The
It's
door's
just-
fine.
yeah.
It's just a header.
So,
Actually, it's
as
not-
far as I know, that's the only thing structurally over there.
Yeah.
But the biggest part is the maintenance of the whole facility. And
But the maintenance
You
wouldn't be
can
too
cover
bad
that
if
with the
y'all
code
would.
enforcement though, correct?
Building maintenance. Yeah.
If the city would have not taken the lugger boxes away, it wouldn't be too bad, to be honest with y'all.
so you gotta pay for water first before you can.
No,
Oh, get a free lugger.
y'all quit, the city quit leasing out lugger boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, y'all quit leasing lugger boxes completely.
You can go private.
They're full.
Yeah, the good thing about that is you're a block away from the transfer station.
You can't get a lugger at the city anymore?
No, you can't get a lugger box for nothing no more. You gotta go out of town.
They do have the trailers though. We didn't completely do away with helping people out. We do have the trailers, but I think that's mainly for residential.
You gotta go out of town.
Cause he is commercial.
Dumas or Amarillo.
He is commercial.
I mean, Pampa or Amarillo.
Yeah.
And that's high dollar, son.
So,
So, but there's other underlying issues that go along with that. One of the major things is the city not being able to hire CDL drivers.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
So we've talked about this for approximately 10 minutes.
yeah.
Are we going to make a motion to move this to,
I'll make a motion to get it off the list.
Close it.
to tear them down? I mean, no, I kid, I jest. I make a motion to move this to the, oh, go ahead.
Yep, get after it. We're ready for a motion
Make a motion to move this to code enforcement
to remove from the agenda.
and,
Get it off.
and then if for some reason nothing can be done, then it can be
We'll see it again.
brought back to us.
Okay. We have a motion to remove this from the agenda. Do I have a second?
I'll
It's
second
gonna
it.
die for a second.
I'll
Can't be a
second
deal
it.
like that.
No, we got a second.
That would be funny.
It's happened before. All right, all in favor state aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries 5-0.
Do we need to do each one of these separate?
I just did them both.
Okay.
Yeah,
So both as one?
yeah,
That'll work.
yeah.
Now we got Whittleburg.
There you go. All right, let's go 603 East 11th Street.
so that motion was for both of these projects?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I made an executive decision to combine them both at the same time.
I don't think you carry enough weight for that.
I did.
We don't have any pictures for 600.
Let me think about it.
We don't need any.
Has it changed?
No, we don't need any. Okay, did I understand right that something has happened to this piece of property?
Okay.
So we
Yes, maybe.
did get an email from Cornell Jones saying that he has a buyer interested in, he sent over a contract, but I don't believe it was a legal contract, right, Shelby?
Signature
It's only
pages.
part of the document, it didn't have the signature lines or the notary or anything.
Okay, that ain't
And
gonna
it
work.
had two different property descriptions, so,
And today they sent over the full contract with no signatures. She sent the wrong one. But I talked to the lady and she said by Monday, they will have it in, the gentleman who's buying its name, because he bought it in August.
It's got 4 years to do
And
it.
somebody told him that he couldn't file it until it was paid for.
Now, wait a minute.
No,
He bought it in August?
Uh-huh.
And we've been talking,
Well, okay, now
Cornell?
the dates on
That was
the
last month.
contract that we have that's not signed has August on it.
Okay.
But,
and we went through this once before when It was under another gentleman's name named Orlando
Wells.
Wells. They did that one time before, and then they switched names on it, went under a different contract, and then we ended up having to rebring it back to the
Yeah, it
board
was in a
again.
different person's name before it was,
His
Zach Watt. So this would be,
demo.
you know, in the 2
It's
years.
commercial
we've
though,
been
isn't it?
working this, was be the third potential owner anyway. I don't think anything they've done is legal.
Yeah, and the sale contract did show that, the, not binding sales contract, but it did show that he sold it, or is selling it for 31,000. So,
Nah.
So who, right now, does Cornell own it?
Legally,
Legally,
well, not Cornell, Bousse
Bousse.
Jones,
Bousse is one.
which is Cornell's wife.
Yeah.
according to Jan Barnes at the county clerk's office, because I talked with Jan this morning.
Smoke and mirrors.
How do you dance this much?
Commercial, right?
Yeah.
You know, hadn't there been somebody live in that thing at one time?
Yeah.
not as far as I can remember.
Not
Yeah,
for a lot of
there,
years.
it's been
One
used
time
a
it
little
was.
bit of everything. And,
So-
and,
Was this the House of Friends?
no.
No.
This was 11th Street Park.
Yeah.
So,
No, 11th Street Bar's the little one.
well, they've both been bars.
Yeah.
This one looks actually more like a residential, and at one point in time, when there was a different owner, that's the best way to put it that way. There was someone occupying it as residential at some point in time, but for the majority of the time, it was used as a
Store
Bar
bar, store
club.
bar.
And when we looked it up in the appraisal district at one point, it did label it as a bar. Was that me and you that looked it up one time?
Yeah, a cinder block structure.
I don't think so. The
I
11th
don't
Street,
think so.
little one is.
The little one is, yeah.
But I will tell you, I'm all right with, if y'all are contemplating demo. I'm all
Oh,
right.
yeah, I bet you would be.
Gives them 10 days to get everything, and then up to that meeting to get all the legal stuff taken care of. I mean,
Any reason why they didn't show today?
Well, the lady I talked to was on the road, so she wouldn't be back in Emerald until 6 o'clock tonight, but then she would be able to forward the contract that had the signature. She didn't have it with her on the road, was her deal. Cornell told me, he said, I've sold it, I'm done with it.
And
And
then-
they
Not till
didn't have a
time
phone
change,
number
not
for
till the
new
name
guy,
changes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, the previous meeting, they weren't here, and he called the following Thursday to tell me that he wasn't gonna make it
And
to that meeting.
I mean, they can have it on a piece of paper all day long, but
until it's
until it's
filed.
filed,
she said she would have it filed by Monday, because I told Cornell that,
No, she
I
ain't.
know he's tired of hearing my voice, but until they filed it, it was still in his name, it was still his problem,
She'll have to file it on Monday because she won't file it tomorrow.
till Monday.
Okay, I'm about to say, they're closed tomorrow.
She'd file it Monday.
Let's review it next meeting if they can't prove it. It's been
Yeah.
sold, we'll just send it to
Demo.
demo.
Yep.
but
Be done
even
with it.
if you do that, then guess what? Then we're 3 more months dealing with a new owner that, I mean, because otherwise, how come the new owner's not here today?
Because she's on the road and won't be until 6 o'clock.
I
No,
thought-
she's not the owner, she's the one that has.
She's not the new owner? I mean, it's a good point.
I haven't talked to the new owner. I don't know
Otherwise-
who that is.
Well,
Do we have any idea who the new owner is?
Yeah, we have a name, but
Okay,
he's
that's
from
fine.
Amarillo also.
That's fine.
yeah, this is a
And-
wood
and
structure.
not
I
just
wouldn't think
changing
there'd
the
be no
owners,
asbestos in
but
this.
changing architects
Depends
and
on
all
what's under
that.
the roof.
But doesn't our code of ordinance that says they can only get a 90-day,
That would be, if,
90 days to do it?
I think it's a wood, even wood on
Isn't that
the floor.
in our substandard scale? Max is 90 days?
No, that's the, but. That's how it's supposed to work.
Well,
I'm kind of in agreement with you. Let's look at it. Let's wait a month, see what their paperwork they get done. If it doesn't, what have we lost, a month? And we've been fighting it how long?
Years.
How old are you?
Years.
2 years, I think.
Yeah,
See, and my question is, because we've had this happen before too, is does the new,
Almost 2 years. I think, December would be 2 years.
Oh, well,
does
let's,
the new party
let's
even
go
know
ahead and
that
make
that
it 2 months.
property
We'll just make
is
it
in this
14.
position? Because we've had that before where as soon as we offer that, put that demo order before we can get it filed, they're selling that property and then the new owner doesn't even know that this has been going on for as long as it has. Good pictures of a property will make it look like it's valuable. We've seen that also.
okay. We get the information that someone has purchased it, comes into y'all, showing that it's been transferred. Can you then send them, that new owner, the paperwork that we've been complaining with on this?
We can, I think where I was kind of going with that is like the guy on Marigold Street who had that property sold that day, and as soon as he found out that there was a possibility of a demo, he backed out of it. So that's why I'm wondering if this new owner, new buyer, hasn't had that opportunity to see that this property is in trouble right now.
Well, if you get the paperwork, then you should be able to track them down and call them and
Yeah.
fill them in.
Kind of like that guy that bought the building on Cedar.
Yeah, the one that was burnt.
And then if they back out, then we proceed with the demo. It's,
Yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's in the picture.
You wanna go till December?
Yep.
no,
November.
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 November, okay, I'll agree with that. I'll make a
Wait, was there a
second.
motion? Did you close the deal?
It's closed now.
Did you make that motion, sir?
Yeah, I make a motion, we review it November
Okay.
1st.
We have
First.
that meeting.
Second.
That meeting will be the 3rd.
3rd, yeah.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second to look at this at the November the 3rd meeting. Got a first and second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed state nay. All right. Motion carries. Where are we at? 800 Wittenberg, lot 1718, block 9, original town center.
Notify the each one or whatever.
So this is the property that we were waiting on a transfer of the title.
Title.
And the owner called me about 3 or 4 weeks ago saying that she had done her part, that it was now in Miss Murphy's and, what's Tyreek's name? Is it Murphy's? Charles plays Murphy also. Anyway, at the Murphy's, it was up to them now to get it, get the paperwork taken care of. I spoke to one of the parties today, and he said he had just completely forgot about the meeting today, but he said she was waiting on the money from him so she could go file it. She called me today saying that she was at the doctor and couldn't make it, but Tyreek had brought her the money. So she said Monday she'll go get that filed and get their part of it taken care of.
You see here a pattern here?
Always something.
It does
We need
look
to talk to new owner.
nicer than it's looked in a while.
2nd and 3rd of November.
It is. It does look nice.
They've been,
I mean, compared to what it was,
It still looks bad. is what
it's
you're saying.
bad.
It looks
but
bad.
I can't believe somebody's living there, but it looks better than it did.
Aren't they gonna tear that back building down?
Supposed to.
Supposed to, yeah.
I think that's where we bargain with them somewhere in the future. Because I do agree that it looks better than it has actually in a long time, even though also in my opinion it's still black. But
Is it a duplex?
we may have better luck getting
Is
them
it
back
a duplex? I think it was at one point in time.
or
yeah.
down. We work with them, I don't know.
Something in duplex?
I don't know what, I hardly don't know what's right and wrong anymore. Honestly. At least these people do some effort.
Yes, and they're communicating with you. I mean, that, I have to say that.
Well, I mean, I
And there's
get
not a
it.
safety
If
issue
the
right
chick's
now.
just out of prison
I can see.
and trying to get up on her feet,
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than living out of a dumpster,
Yes.
I guess that's what makes it so hard for me is, I'm really looking, we've gotta start taking the blight off of these properties. for anything to change in Borger. And it is my philosophy of what's happening in Borger is that we've got so many residential structures that are being, they're inviting,
Substandard.
I don't know what the right word is. People that are not gonna take care of their property.
Transits.
Yeah, them type of people to move into Borger. And it just continues to create more and more problems. One of the things that, and I don't know how long it's been like that, but Jimmy knows that I tried to purchase a house over in Panhandle. And I tried for a couple of years and couldn't never really make it work because their housing cost over there is, you get about a third of the house over there of what you get over here.
Pancakes.
And so, but in doing that over there, I think they've kept a lot, not all, but a lot of the riffraff out of town. And I think the opposite thing is happening here in Borger.
To an extent, there's still, you can still talk like there's some properties that are overpriced in this town, so, you know, I mean, and if you can afford a $5,000 house, you can't afford, and you know, you can pay cash for it, you may not be able to afford to even do anything to it.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
I know it, but the thing is that you can't force people to jack up their prices to keep people out.
No.
No, I can't force anybody to do anything.
I know it, but you can code enforce them to do it. And therein lies the issue that we run into all the time, just like the guy in the trailer. Hey, you gotta do this, 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 and this, and he ain't even living here in town. And having the money, you know, it's like, okay, I'm trying to live out here, okay. Everything has gone up sky high. And so being able to do something with the trailer, I'm not saying that he needs to have the trailer, or the guy over there on Stevenson.
Just tear that down.
You know, for him to not do anything, and that's because that's his choice. And so the only thing, enforcement is great, as long, but you really can't do it across the board.
We can't work enough volume to make a difference. And I guarantee you, me and Don's talked about this for years. And I don't even have the exact number, but to effectively work code enforcement where we're at in Borger, would take a lot bigger office than what we have. We can send out tons of letters. Sending the letter is the easy part. It's the going back and checking it and going back and filing charges, and I'll say it, right now, when we file a charge, it's pretty much 3 months before it's gonna hit the docket.
Is that because they're that behind? No.
No, but that's how the system's working, which my department has no control over.
Well, and trying to, you take a town that's been like Borger for basically all its life, and you start trying to.
But it hasn't been that way.
Yeah, it has.
No, I will agree with him here.
Now,
I will agree with him here.
some areas are the same, but other areas have deteriorated down through the year, but that's just the way.
Even the people that
the way it goes.
there were people that worked at Phillips and lived in little Phillips houses in little places around town, and they took care of their property.
Right.
And it's just gotten to the point where people don't take care of their property because it is not important to them. They just have a roof over their head,
There's
and
several
that's all.
things.
They work 6
They don't
weeks
have
a week.
time, just like this guy thinks he doesn't have time. That's the biggest thing.
Well, the
is-
rental percentage is increased, and that's
Yes.
Yeah.
affected that a lot.
Right.
everybody wants rental property and, yeah,
Because of turnarounds.
yeah. Well, they want cash flow.
Fact is that, but they get it cheap.
Yeah.
They pick up some of these properties for, okay, let's just say $5,000. And it doesn't take them very long to get that 5,000 back, even at $600 a month.
And they don't, and they get that even if they spend any money on it or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna get that,
Yeah.
but,
So what's the motion?
yeah.
Let's look
On
at this
Wittenberg?
next- I mean, this one's changing hands. The process of changing hands right now. Is it not, John?
It has been though.
Well, let's contact the new owners through John and contact and let them know that, there are certain things that have to be done and that we would like for them to come visit us. So
30
I would
days.
suggest that we visit in November
November, not
the
December. Yeah,
3rd.
nothing.
Is that what it is?
November the
Third.
November the 3rd. Is that your motion?
Yes.
We got a motion to review this property since there's
Okay,
a
I'll
change in
second.
ownership on the November the 3rd. Who's second?
Yeah, I did.
All right. All right, got first and second. All in favor, state aye. Aye. Any opposed, state nay. Okay, motion will carry. That's it. Motion to adjourn.
Well, we have no new business, just adjourn.
Okay, I got a motion to adjourn.
You don't.
You said adjourn?
I said if there's no new business, then just adjourn.
Well, I don't have any new business, do you?
I think there's no new business, so guess what?
We're adjourned.
After an hour and 48 minutes.
When a kid says, it's the only place I've got to live, and you're taking care of it like that, not only
I don't think they
the
live-
sentimental part of living there their whole life
Yeah.
doesn't add up.
Yes, that was my point in life. They were literally taught to live this way. I mean,
Yeah.
this really ain't nothing new for this piece of property.